Inland Sports.
Now join us here on the show. In fact, we are taking you out to Citrus Valley High School, home of the Blackhawks. Check out their football workout with head coach Kurt Bruich. And Coach, you really know how to wear that face shield, man. You are looking good out there tonight.
Thank you. My wife bought it for me a long time ago. The only thing you got to be worried about is the spit when it hits. It really shows. The droplets, as they're called nowadays, they're pretty bad. So.
See, I don't have one yet, but it looks like the way it works is like it's glasses, right? You wear it like glasses?
Yeah, well, this one is, and then I cut the top so I can fit the hat on. I do have a couple that fit over the hat, but my nose is a little big, so my nose kind of pushes against it. Then you get the grease spot, and you don't really want to deal with that. It's been trial and tribulation, Pat.
Well, Coach, how has it been just having your guys back together and getting some workouts in as you get ready for the upcoming high school football season?
It's been amazing. For me as a lifelong teacher and teaching on Zoom, basically, I've been looking like, how many sick days do I have? Before we got back out here, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then the fact that I could get out here with the boys and have them run around and their social and emotional learning intact, and just interacting with each other with masks on and everything, social distancing, it's really saved me, man. Now I'm like, okay, I just got to get through this computer stuff in order to get out here. I can do that, man. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, I hope. So,
Coach, let me ask you, so as of right now, I know it doesn't look like a normal football practice out there, obviously, but
no.
How have the workouts been going? What have you guys been doing out there?
Well, we're in phase 1 in Redlands Unified, which means it's 10 in a group, okay? So we, 10 cohorts, 1 coach per each group, okay? So we can, if something does go wrong, we can contact trace and get all that done. But it's absolutely no equipment. So we're out here kind of air equipment, everything, and making sure we stay social distanced and, everything that we're supposed to do. So that's what's going on, as you can kind of see around it. We got the defense on the field right now. And then over on the courts, the offense is kind of doing more strength and flexibility training, in their little cohorts as well.
And Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Pat Halfley, who does I think it's Redlands AD or something on social media, I think he put out there that Redlands Unified is getting close to moving to phase 2. Is that true?
Phase 2 yeah.
And what is phase 2?
Phase 2 starts Monday. So phase 2 is November 2nd, which is Monday. And now we can go 15 in a group. We can use equipment, but we cannot share equipment at all. So, for example, the quarterback has a football. He can't throw it to a receiver or hand it off. That can be his ball the entire time until we can clean it. Then it can be, then it goes to somebody else, or disinfect it. Then it could go to somebody else. But, obviously if a kid has the ball, he's going to have it the whole practice. So that's kind of what we're going to next week. The hard part for us, Pep, is that we can only have 50 in the stadium at a time. So as we start gearing this up with more football stuff, the challenge becomes, we got 100 on the team, basically 50 offense and 50 defense. So we're going to have to split practices. We're going to have defense one day and then offense the next day. And then our two-way guys are kind of messed up because they can only really go one way, because they can only be in one cohort. So that's what's happening. But hey, I really, really appreciate Pat Halfley going in front of the board and getting things going for us, and our athletic directors. Boyd Liam's been huge for us. So, they've done all the legwork, and we get to reap the benefits of it.
So, Coach, here we are. We got the better part of, I would say, 2 months, maybe 2 months in a week or so to get ready for that first game of the season. You guys have a huge one against Aquinas in that season opener. What's your thoughts of just having about 2 months to kind of ramp up for a high school football season? It's not ideal, I guess, because you'd want more time in the weight room and whatnot, but is it enough to ramp up and get ready for that season coming up?
Well, it's got to be. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't. You don't have a choice. I mean, you can complain about it and, this isn't enough time, or you can do everything you can to get your kids ready in this short amount of time, And we usually are very prepared for game 1. This year may be a little different. We may not be as prepared, but, we'll figure it out. I mean, I have just a great staff. So a bunch of old guys, and young guys all mixed together who have a ton of experience. So we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. And we're bringing back a lot of kids who have playing experience too. So that's really, really a plus.
And Coach, finally, you just touched on it, some of the guys that you have coming back, a lot of returning players. Of course, quarterback Dylan Wheatley is going to be out there for you. Who are some of the guys that we should look for this year for the Blackhawks?
Well, starting with Dylan Wheatley, kid who's threw for 47 touchdowns and almost 4,000, just ridiculous numbers. So his guys will be Tyjon Belton and Sergio Cervantes coming back, in the receiver category. We have some offensive linemen coming back, and Cole Teeter and Tyson Mitziana and James Burke. Jason Burnett is another receiver coming back. And then defensively, both our corners are back. Gary Johnson and Tyler Thomas. Alex Toilo is back to hold down the middle. Osmond Bolanos on the inside. I mean, we got some key pieces back.
Well, Coach, it's great to see you out there on the football field. I can't wait for you guys to actually use a real football in a workout, which is coming soon, which is good too. But man, just to see you out there with your guys, your coaching staff, the players, I mean, it's just a pleasant sight to see. It's good to see.
I appreciate it, man. It's a breath of fresh air for all of us, even us old guys, you know? It's good to be here.
That is Kurt Bruich, head football coach at Citrus Valley at one of the Blackhawks workouts. Join us here on the show. As always, Coach, thank you so much. We do appreciate it.
And thank you for all you do, Pep.
No problem. That's Kurt Bruich, head football coach at Citrus Valley here on the show.
Atlanta Sports.